Hello and welcome to the Join Dota League Season 4 here on HeflaTV 2. This is going to be a best of 3 between Team Pineapple and Team Leviathan in the Join Dota League Division 1-2 playoffs. And, well, whoever gets to, or whoever wins this series is going to be well on their way towards getting a Division 1 slot in Season 5. I'm Grandisp, and for this series I'll be joined by Zen.
Yeah, hello everybody. So, this is a loser brackets semifinal, I guess, right?
I think so.
Yeah. And Leviathan is about to meet Team Pineapple here. So, will be an interesting game. I favor Leviathan just for the constant measurement, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, Leviathan, they were looking strong. They lost against Boreal in the first round of the Dota qualifiers, but they were still looking strong. I mean, the games were somewhat close, so yep.
For sure. Team Pineapple, I haven't seen them at all outside of the Join Dota League, and honestly, inside JDL, I haven't really seen them that much. But definitely a lot of people following them, especially for Bolo, a lot of Brazilian fans for the team, so I'm definitely interested to see how they approach the game. I also always like watching Leviathan play. Pudge and Ricky are pretty staple picks for that team, and just always something interesting on the table whenever they play.
Yeah. And right now, it's looking some kind of standard. I'm just a little bit worried because they didn't ban Omni Knight or Vengeful Spirit. So Leviathan, we're running some good strategies with the Vengeful and Omni Knight support combination. So that might be an option for them. But in general, I think the Scarab, especially the Troll Warlord bans, are up to date, so nothing really surprising here.
Yeah, definitely not. It's very team specific when you look at these bans. For now, Leviathan gonna open things up with a Centaur Warner. Just in and of himself, it's a pretty solid hero, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the Vengeful Spirit in the second picking slot.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Leviathan would run the Omni Knight's Vengeful Spirit support combination this time, anyways. Because I mean, there's no Juggernaut available, but I mean, there's still a PA, and Leviathan, we're looking strong on the PA with the Omni Knight and Vengeful support combination, so definitely an option for them. But yeah, let's see. There's the Vengeful Spirit, yeah.
Yeah, no big surprises for now, just a decent amount of utility coming up from these first two between Swap and Stampede, good positioning tools, and really nice to have that trump card up against Brewmaster's Split. Stampede pretty much keep you safe from all of those Brewlings. Although the Cyclone can be annoying and keep you in place, you can pretty much outrun the Boulder for the most part, and they don't do as much damage for sure, so I do like this opening coming out from Leviathan, although it's not very telling what they want to do with the draft. There's a lot of different directions they could move.
Yeah. The only problem the Vikings running into right now, if they want to run the Omni Knight support here together with the Vengeful Spirit, they would have the problem to lock down the Brewmaster and the Orion fights, because the Vengeful Stun is pretty easy to dodge with the ultimate of Brewmaster, so they don't have a straight up disable. So yeah, that might be a problem, but yeah. Team Pineapple looking to fight this early on as well, like it seems like, with the Brewmaster, and now the Jakiro here picked up. So team fight is looking strong, seems like, for the first time here for Pineapple, and also decent push ability with the Jakiro Liquid Fire. No, wait, it's Liquid Fire. Okay.
Yeah, definitely the potential for a lot of early aggression coming out from Team Pineapple, and honestly both of these two drafts. A nice mix of mid-game team fighting pressure as well as pickoffs, good initiation, and right now it doesn't really feel like either team have cornered themselves in any specific style of play, although I'd say that Team Pineapple are more inclined to end this game later, or earlier, excuse me.
Yeah, earlier, yeah. I mean, the Brewmaster pick, it's not so viable anymore in the late game, so you gotta be quick, and the Jakiro's matching that seems so they might be going for some early split push, so the Venomancer brand definitely makes sense here for Leviathan, so I assume they will ban out maybe Nature's Prophet now, because they're missing an offlane, and Nature's Prophet would definitely match the strategy Team Pineapple might be going here.
Yeah, if not for the Nature's Prophet they were talking about, maybe just the Tidehunter or Batrider, any of those initiating offlaners could be pretty solid a ban for them. We'll just have to see how Leviathan actually want to go about this game. For now, the Vengeful Spirit Omni Knight combination, it might not be the greatest. I'd like to see them maybe switch off for something like a Lion, just anything with an instant disable for the Brewmaster.
Yeah, that might be an option. I mean, they definitely need something to control the Brewmaster. If he's getting too big on from the mid lane, like an 8-minute or 10-minute Blink Dagger, would definitely pull the strings for Pineapple to go for some early pushes, get some early towers, some net control. And yeah, things were looking hard for Leviathan if they don't really fight back early on against Team Pineapple here.
For sure. Right now, it's going to be Leviathan's turn to show their hand for what they want to go for inside this game. Maybe they just shore up their supporting duo and pick up the support to pair with the Vengeful Spirit. Ideally, it would be the Scarlet Mage, but that was banned out very early on from Team Pineapple before they first pick up the Brewmaster. As far as safe lane carriers that are still left in the pool, Slark might be an option for them, and a Slark picking up an Orchid could be some control that they need for the Brewmaster.
Yeah, I'd guess that they either run for the PA and Omni Knight support combination, just take some early tower losses, but they pick the AA here, and that's a very defensive support as well, and no lockdown for the Brew. Yeah. So I'm not sure that's the best pick that Leviathan could go for.
I'd really like to see them abuse the Chilling Touch early if they're going to go for this Ancient Apparition. It kind of feels like that's the plan with it. Outside of that, it doesn't really feel like there's anything immediate that mandates an Ancient Apparition. If there was like a Necrophos on the enemy team or somebody that heavily relies on the heals, maybe that's the case. It really feels like Ancient Apparition for the sake of Ancient Apparition this game.
Yeah, I mean, there's no really heal as well for Team Pineapple. Juggernaut was banned out, and there's no really heal on the time for people. I mean, they have the Jakiro who might be going for a mechanism, but it's not like the AA ultimate has a superior combo against any of these healing abilities like the Healing Board or maybe the Witch Doctor heal or something like that. So, yeah, there's a Wraith King now, and Leviathan is looking in this draft really out of control. I mean, they don't have lockdown for the Brewmaster. They don't have any control to work against Push It at all. I mean, Vengeful Spirit is decent against Push It. Centaur Raw one and not the greatest at all. Ancient Apparition, pretty useless if he's not level 6. So the early pushes from Team Pineapple could hurt them really bad here.
Definitely. Anti-mage. And now an Anti-Mage. Also not really going to solve that problem. It really feels like Leviathan have a specific plan in mind, and they're kind of just drafting it without regard to the enemy team. They have a decent amount of global pickoff potential with the Blinking Centaur, with Ancient Apparition ultimates, but as far as this entire game is concerned, it really feels like they're kind of missing something when it comes to this draft.
Yeah, they need the level 6 on the AA really fast, and they need a really fast Blink Dagger on the Centaur or on the 2. Just be able to team fight in the, let's say, first 20 minutes or so. So, yeah, the Anti-Mage could work. I mean, it's decent against the Wraith King, or yeah, it is rather good against the Wraith King. So yeah, also against the Brewmaster splits there. If you got a nice battle for you can clash them down real fast. But yeah, I mean, they need to have those items and those levels coming up really soon to be able to team fight them. And if they get into a kind of disadvantage early on, they will have a rough game to come back.
Definitely. As you already kind of touched on earlier, if Wraith King is getting quite a bit of farm in this game, Anti-Mage is going to have tools to burn out his mana, but I'm kind of feeling the support Wraith King this time around for Team Pineapple. Even if they were planning on giving it some farm previously, I think the Anti-Mage pick might persuade them differently. Queen of Pain is going to pick up for Team Pineapple.
Yeah, so that might be a Queen of Pain on the safe lane, and that's could really hurt the Anti-Mage, because Queen of Pain is really putting a lot of work against the Anti-Mage. You can kite him around all day. If the Anti-Mage chooses to change the Queen of Pain beside the team fort or so, there's no option he will catch the Queen of Pain. And also with the dagger, the Anti-Mage is pretty reliable on this movement speed. So with the dagger available there for the Queen of Pain, he can really shut down the Anti-Mage in the first fights completely.
Definitely, and could be an option for Team Pineapple. As far as the last bans are concerned, Leviathan are going to be afraid of the Lion from Team Pineapple, and Leviathan are going to get the Viper banned out against them. Would have been a pretty solid pickup for them, and annoying to lane around, I suppose. Outside of that, what do you think the mid position for Leviathan is going to be this game?
It's really hard to say. I mean, the Storm Spirit would kind of match the lineup, I guess, because with the Anti-Mage and the Centaur Rover, they have decent initiate, and yeah, they also need something to lock down the Brew, so the Storm Spirit would work, I guess, especially because you could like dodge the stuns of Jakiro and Wraith King. but it's not the best laning situation against the Queen of Pain in the mid lane, if that will be a case. So it's hard to say.
Yeah, it really is. I also wouldn't mind something like an Invoker for them, just a little bit more, Exhort Invoker in particular, just have a little bit more global presence. Honestly, either style or flavor of Invoker wouldn't be bad, but the global ganking from Exhort or just the control from an Orchid Quaswax Invoker wouldn't be terrible either.
Invoker could also secure maybe some pushes also with if he's going for crosswax. So there might be an option for them, but I would assume they would go for something more standard right now. So they might be looking for a Razor or something like that. A Razor would secure them the at least mid game when the anti-mage is not having the best amount of farm.
Not sure if I like the Razor here. I think it might be a little too safe. Even though it would do okay in lane, it wouldn't crush the Brewmaster or the Queen of Pain. So, yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a puck.
Oh, that's a really weak mid lane. I mean, the Brewmaster, if he's getting a really lucky clap off, the puck is having a really hard time. The Queen of Pain is really annoying as well. If you don't have really fast fingers. And against push, puck is kind of decent, but it's not the greatest. So they have the TA as well now, so I'm not really sure how Pineapple we're going to lane this.
Yeah, really interesting. It kind of feels like support Wraith King, Jakiro, offlane Brewmaster, mid Templar, Assassin, safe lane farming Quap.
Yeah, maybe. That might be an option, yeah.
Yeah, there is a decent amount of flexibility as most of Team Pineapple's cores are pretty potent solo laners. It really depends on who they expect them to be up against from Team Leviathan.
Yeah, so I guess we will see it in some seconds.
All around, I quite like Team Pineapple's lineup just as a general rule. It feels like
they just have a lot to control the Brewmaster. They have nothing to control the push of Jakiro. They have really no fight back potential. They need to bring down the Wraith King twice. The Wraith King is coming early online, especially against compared to an anti-mage. So with the Templar Assassin, they have nothing to burn refraction at all beside the AA ultimate. So yeah, that would be really hard to team fight against some early on push from Team Pineapple here.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Team Pineapple are going to be able to put that all together. And that said, I suppose I'll go and introduce the dire side of the map. It is going to be Team Pineapple with Tail playing on the Brewmaster, Cupcake on the Wraith King, NS Art on the Queen of Pain, Bolo on the Templar Assassin, and 7N on the Jakiro.
Yeah, and for Leviathan, we have on the top lane Jenkins playing off the center, Warrunner off lane, Chevy is handling here the mid lane player, and Flying Zebra there on the Ancient Apparition, Newham's on the Vengeful Spirit, and that leaves Shredder on the Anti-Mage. But he will maybe...
He's gonna bump into the entire enemy team, Wraithfire Blast into the Ice Path.
He's okay.
Yeah. At least for now, he's fine, although the continued pursuit with the Blink on the Queen of Pain, he'll juke through the trees with the Tango and now into the small camp. It's Ring Around the Rosies with Shredder in a very precarious position. There's going to be a long-range Ice Path into the Wraithfire Blast onto Shredder, and they'll be able to clap him down for First Blood. Well executed from both sides, but it's going to be Team Pineapple to pick up First Blood.
Yeah, but a little bit of misplay from Shredder there as well. So he was running through the trees, and he was deciding to, maybe they will all rush through the sides, but Leviathan really didn't manage that well. He shouldn't have just be running a little bit of Blownward and jump over the trees here. I think that first blast was kind of a gift from Leviathan.
Yeah, probably was. Anti-Mage didn't expect it all to have Team Pineapple run his 5-man unit and look for that kill. Benarun down towards bottom and going to be secured by the Queen of Pain. Looks like Centaur is going to snag the one up towards top.
Yep. And we're having Queen of Pain offline, so that's interesting. I didn't see that quite often. With the range buff there on the Blink, it's possible, I guess, but I don't know how much experience, especially against the Vengeful Spirit AA combination, he will get there, because the harassment is pretty strong from the auto attacks.
It definitely is. I think as long as he saves his Blink to disjoint the Magic Missile, he should be fine to live in this lane, but yeah, as you said, getting the experience is another story entirely, and how much pressure he's able to put on the AM is going to rely on how many levels he's able to get. If he gets to level 2, level 5 in particular, he'll be able to put a lot of pressure onto Shredder with the Stifling Dagger, but just a level 1 Queen of Pain really doesn't do much.
Yeah, I really expected to have the Jakiro offlane solo to have the TA in the mid lane, a farming Brewmaster, and a support Jack hero with the Wraith King who's maybe farming jungle or so. I mean, that would be the better trade for Pineapple here, I guess. But yeah, let's see. I mean, Jengking is getting some pressure on the off lane, so... Ooh, what's that?
I just got disconnected from the server.
Yeah, me as well. So.
Okay, so at least it's not just me.
US East servers, welcome to America.
Yeah, more or less.
I'm back in the game, so the server has not crashed. It's just some regular disconnecting. Everyone's disconnecting, seems like.
Alright, looks like everybody's back in now, too. Interesting.
Never had that before.
No, neither have I.
Yeah, and the Queen of Pain is really looking horrible on the bottom lane. The creeps were harassing her. She was out of position. And in the meantime, when she was DC'd, she took a lot of damage, so I don't know. Yeah. Queen of Pain should just... The fairest option would be that she just blinks away and the Vengeful Spirit is doing nothing to kill her.
Yeah, I didn't actually see NS Art get so low.
Yeah, he was just standing there when the creeps were attacking him and he was DC'd.
Well, that stinks. Hopefully they'll let him go. In good faith.
Yeah, I mean, they should.
Well, we'll see. NSR should be able to make it back. Blink away.
Ooh, that was a close call.
HP. It really was. So he'll be forced to eat through his salve either way, but he is going to survive.
Yeah, and also the reflection was burned from the Templar Assassin, just activated in mid lane. And burned from the creeps as well. So,
really awkward time to get out of that. Yeah.
Little bit favoring the Leviathan squad there, especially because the salve is now popped from Queen of Pain on the offlane, and I definitely think she needs it for the next minutes.
At the very least, she has 8 tangos to rely on.
Yeah.
So NSR isn't.
But look at it, I mean, the harassment damage is huge.
Yeah. Honestly, Queen of Pain probably can't sit in this lane. The turn animation, as well as the animation for the blink itself, really just making it hard for Queen of Pain to actually disjoint that stun.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a long range stun, it's quite easy. But yeah, if she's standing so close to the Vengeful Spirit, she's having no chance to discharge that. So yeah, we'll see. NS Art having a pretty rough time there in the offlane, but I mean, experience is all. If she should get fast level 6 and get a kill maybe on with the in the mid lane with the Sonic Wave against the Puck, but that will be difficult as well because of the phase shift. So yeah, hard lanes here for the team Pineapple squad.
Yeah, definitely. Bolo should be having a grand time in this mid lane up against the Puck. Although for now it's fairly even. Templar Assassin should be able to pull ahead sooner rather than later.
Art.
Yeah, again.
Dropping low again, down to 4 tangos now.
It's just not a great time to be the Queen of Pain. At the very least, he's getting experience for this, but he definitely is playing things pretty fast and loose. His counterpart up towards top center, going to be tagged by an Ice Path and Wraithfire Blast. He'll be able to walk that one off, however. This center has no regen left.
Yeah, but he got his Strankles in like a minute or so, so it should be fine. If you just, yeah, he should just back off, get his Strankles and come back to the lane.
Definitely.
No need to risk anything there.
The real winner inside this early laning stage is the Brewmasters. He's really not been pressured at all by the Centaur. There's not much that he can do. Power Treads as well as Basilius already cleaned up. They'll go ahead and put some pressure onto this tier 1 tower with the Basilius activated and some early points of the Liquid Fire.
Yeah, I don't know actually what Shredder is doing there. He's going for the early win of regen against the Queen of Pain safely. So that's awkward. I mean, the general build is just to build the boots first on the anti-mage and then go for the Battle Fury, because actually if you rush the Battle Fury you're not faster in farming if you don't have the treads farming the jungle. So I don't actually know what the Ring of Health is for on the anti-mage there.
I can kind
it's
of
awkward.
understand
I mean,
it.
he has no harassment, so the co-op is not even harassing him, so why does he need it?
If the Quap was actively dropping stifling, or rather the daggers into him as well as right-clicking him, then getting the Ring of Health is fine, but he hasn't been forced to eat through all of his tangos and salve yet. Courier down towards bottom, going to take 2 shots from the Ancient Apparition. That's going to be about it. He'll be able to fly away to safety.
Yep. So I'm interested. I mean, I've seen many anti-mages go for the fast rush Battle Fury, but it's actually not hiring the and not really beating the GPM early on of the anti-mage with the build of the boots first. So I don't know why pro players keep going for the fast Battle Fury first. I mean, we've done the math, so we have everything calculated, and it's better to go boots first.
Yeah, I mean, there really isn't anything wrong with it either, as long as he gets to there eventually. And since he's not being pressured, I think it's fine. But yeah, I think finishing up the treads, as a general rule, is probably better.
Well, you slow it down for like a minute or so. You have a 1 minute lower farm than just going for the boots first and then the Battle Fury, even if you rush the Battle Fury in a really fast time. Because you're just not strong enough to actually farm the creeps camps in the forest.
Queen of Pain again going to be dropped low in this bottom lane, but a Blink Way is going to keep NSR safe. For the meantime, mid lane, Templar Assassin versus the Puck has gone almost completely even. We do have the boots upgrade for the Templar Assassin, and Puck looks to just be saving towards the Blink Dagger eventually, at the very least.
Yeah, I think the Puck is having a really good time in the mid lane, but he shouldn't be against the TA because he has nothing to really put down the refraction, and he should run into some heavier harassment, I think, from the Queen of Pain, from the Templar Assassin there.
Yeah, for now, TA's just been pretty content to just get his farm as well, but not putting much pressure on Leviathan at all. Right now, it's been a very passive game.
It's okay, but Shibi is getting away with too aggressive play. He shouldn't be able to farm that is in the same level that the TA is. It's only 3 CS away, so
yeah, fair enough.
That's definitely not what you expect from a Templar Assassin in mid lane against the Puck.
For the most part, this game has been incredibly passive. Both teams have just been content with their defensive tri-lanes. Once we see level 6 up on the Brewmaster, maybe there's some sort of rotation ability. Or level 6 on the Centaur. And well, I suppose speaking of him, he's going to need a dagger from the Quap, but he'll be able to run that one off. Yeah, it looks like they're not going to be able to find him, although he's going to bump back into NSR and into Cupcake. They'll get the Wraithfire Blast as well as a Scream Ice Path from long range. And that should be the end of Jenkins' life. They'll be able to bring it down with a couple more right clicks.
Yeah, he should have expected them to roam there, especially because the Queen of Pain was missing from the offlane.
Yeah, I think he probably should have just ran straight back towards his tier 2. He probably could have made it out alive as well.
Yeah, just some misplays. I mean, it's not really bad for Leviathan or so, because the anti-match is still getting nice farm on the bot lane. But yeah, when the tower push comes online for the Pineapple squad here, they will have some problems. And the Brewmaster indeed is having an 8-minute blink there, so yeah, I expect Wraith King to run the solo, the safe lane there now, and just Brewmaster to roam and get kills. And yeah, that's what he's doing right now, going into the bot lane.
Yeah, that's a good way to go about it. They'll blink clap up on the anti-mage, but a blink away from Shredder is going to keep him safe, at the very least for now. Stampede going to be used as they go up towards top onto Jenkins. With a little help from the Puck, they might be able to make a turn with Silence onto 2, Double Edge onto 1. They are going to be able to find the angle, although Centaur is going to lose his life to creeps after the fact.
Yeah, decent trade, decent trade for Leviathan. The rotation of Shibi just at the right time, but yeah, the anti-mage will have problems now. AA's nearly dying there. Pop's getting the kill. Yeah, Screen of Pain was not ready. Didn't have enough mana for it, so. But yeah, Jenkins.
Ooh, are you still here?
Yeah, I just.
Okay. Either way.
Yeah, okay. I'm back now. Some connection problem, seems like.
Yeah, okay, we're all good. We still have yet to see the split coming out from Tail, but they'll at the very least use the threat of it to look to put some pressure on this tier 1. The Stampede's still on cooldown for 30 seconds, so if they're ever going to use it, now's the time, but with a wraparound coming out from Jenkins, this could also be problematic. They'll open up with an Ice Pass, Blink Clap coming out from the Centaur, the Scream flies through and going to drop Shredder low. In a whole lot of trouble with another dagger, and just a little bit more damage is all they need. They cancel the South Split, comes through from the Brewmaster as they go into the backlines, with Nusham stunning up one in the center onto the other one. Ice Path flies through, but they didn't bring down the Vengeful Spirit to actually get that stun off. Brewmaster is going to try to focus down that one kill as the Queen of Pain's cleaned up by the Puck on the sidelines. Jenkins going to lose his life in return, but Anti-Mage going to survive. Unfortunately, for Team Pineapple, the Jakiro not going to be so lucky, as under the tower he's going to be dropped down by the Vengeful Spirit.
That was not well executed from Team Pineapple. could have got the Shredder kill there, and that was so important to get Shredder kill there, because he's indeed rushing the Battle Fury, and with the gold saved up, would have been an awesome kill for them, but yeah, they will lose the Queen of Pain, they lose their support, and the only good off laner from the Leviathan squad, so that's not a good trade.
Yeah, it definitely isn't. Shredder is going to have that Claymore flying out to him, and he can finish up his Battle Fury very quickly, just 1,000 gold off from that one. In the meantime, Templar Assassin does take a tier 1 tower down towards mid, and Bolo has found the farm for a Blink Dagger, but as a general rule, this TA has been fairly inactive when it comes to what she's actually done across the map. The only kill she's been involved in was that.
Yeah, she's not level 6, so she hasn't really got much opportunities to do really bad stuff herself without the Sonic Wave. The anti-mage should be fine, but yeah, when the Brewmaster stays on the bottom lane, he will have at least a harder time farming.
Yeah, for now. I would like to see this Templar Assassin look to make some kills happen, however. Left inside the lane, Wraith King now has completed up his power treads and what have you, and is probably going to be saving up for Blink. They look for a wraparound on mid, however, they don't have the split, but they have a lot of mobility on their side, and could look to just blow up this poor Flying Zebra. And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do with the Wraithfire Blast, follow up Ice Path, Blink forward for a clap, they'll obliterate him, no hit necessary from Tail.
Yeah. I mean, Team Pineapple has two options here. On one side, they could just like camp the anti-mage, put down his farm to a minimum, and on the other side, they could just go for pushes, and that's what they're doing right now. And I think that's what they need to do right now. They should go and push the maybe tier 2 on the top lane. And right now, Leviathan is not looking good to stop them if they don't misplay. I mean, I think the kills that Leviathan got there was just some misplays coming in from Pineapple.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Right now, it looks like they're going to take the other option, go for a lot of pressure onto this anti-mage to try to force him out of lane. They're going to do that. Am flies over towards mid, and Shredder's going to be able to pick up his farm there. They'll take a tier 1 tower, at the very least, if they continue on with this push. But they probably could look for the tier 2 tower up towards top.
Yeah, I mean, the tier 1 on the bottom lane is kind of alright as well, denying the anti-mage vision for the forest there.
It's just so easy to take, I don't think there's a reason not to. Bolo dropping low up against these Ancients, but he's going to be able to blink out of there safely. If anybody as much as breathed on him, he would have fallen. Leviathan are going to take the trade in mid, however.
I don't think they can push. Yeah. Against the brewer, they're not able to push. You could just like blink clap ultimate and he's fine. Oh, he's silenced up. Bad initiate there, and he drops, actually. I mean, that was a huge misplay.
It really was. Puck. All he needed was that Waning Rift. That was even without the Dream Coil. They were able to focus him down. In the meantime, they will be able to secure that tier 1 tower, but still Leviathan find a really big pickoff that probably shouldn't have been given to them.
Yeah, I mean, he was just low on clicking. His reaction time was not the best. He could just like blink clap, instantly prime a sprint, and there was nothing Leviathan were able to do, but he was just not fast enough.
Stampede up towards top. Queen of Pain ultimate is going to connect, and Jenkins dropping low with another trap. They should be able to connect onto this kill, making a 1-for-1 trade. So, yeah. Brewmaster needs to have some more impact. He's going for the Vladimir offering here, so supporting the Wraith King as well. I think the Wraith King tries to go for Hand of Midas here with the gold saved up, and that's a decent option. Yeah. Get the 4 score on 9 there. Especially because the Queen of Pain hadn't had any impact right now. Yeah, that first ultimate probably didn't do much of anything. Either way, that is the Battle Fury completed up onto Shredder, and he is going to be able to pick up his farm. He's going to get the Power Treads and Battle Fury completed at a pretty decent click.
Yeah. Still, I mean, with the trades that Pineapple took, I don't think they're in the condition to push a tier 2 tower this early on, especially because the AA just reached level 6, so it will be definitely harder to bring down a tier 2 as well. So yeah, they're going for Roche right now, and I don't think they're being spotted because the ward there from the Leviathan is actually pretty much, yeah, out of position, I guess.
Yeah. And
but they should know that, yeah. It's just a Queen of Pain showing on the map, so either it's Smoke or Roshan, so with the Wraith King already, yeah, there's the AA ultimate coming, they know it, but it's too late.
Yeah, they're going to be a little bit careful with Cupcake. They blink in with Shibby. He's going to be able to snatch the Aegis and now go up to the high ground. He might be able to clean up one more, and he will. Dominating spree for him as he kills off the Brewmaster. They will get vision, but he's able to phase shift dodge that Wraithfire Blast. Shibby looks like he's going to lose his Aegis here, but a quick blink away might be able to save his life. Ice Path, he's going to spawn immediately onto it. He gets off the Waning Rift, and now stunned up, he is able to jaunt towards his orb. Immediately blown up by Bolo, however. By the Melt
completely
Strike.
worth it. Completely worth it. Just denying the Aegis there for GP, which could actually enable them to push a tier 2 tower, but instead he kills someone, sneaks the Aegis, and perfectly played there. I mean, it's not perfectly played from the puck, it's I'd say rather poorly played from Pineapple, because that should never happen.
Yeah, unfortunate for them. Templar Assassin currently up towards top, going to blink and go towards Jenkins. Instant TP out, it's going to keep him completely safe.
Yeah. I was just like seeing the puck running there and was thinking, oh, he's not doing it, he's not doing it. That's not worth it. He will die. He wouldn't be able to drag the Aegis, and he will die in the process. But yeah, TP just not on the right foot there.
They don't have the greatest instant stuns to actually lock down the puck, however. I think that was mostly good play from Shitty. They probably could have gotten the Aegis faster.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And if they could, they would just like get the puck and the Aegis. So
yeah, very well. Queen of Pain has her ultimate available again. We'll have to see if NSR is going to be able to make use of it. Is this really where this Queen of Pain needs to step up her game? Because right now, even though her KD isn't terrible, a 2-1-2, this probably could have been picked up by any other hero in that offlane.
yeah, I'm actually not. Oh, NSR dropping again there with the help of the AA ultimate, and seems like he will get away with it as well.
Yeah, Shibby going to turn for Dreamcoil onto Tail, but that's used purely defensively. Brewmaster probably doesn't care much at all.
I don't think he would actually need to drop that, because he was having phase shift, he was having the orb and the dagger.
He's going to go again aggressively onto the Brewmaster, but isn't actually able to connect with that one. Brewmaster's able to get out safely.
Still, the level difference is huge between the mid laner there from Leviathan and TP safe lane carry. A level 9 Brewmaster against a level, level 13 puck.
Yeah, and especially since this Templar Assassin hasn't been particularly active when it comes to their rotations and looking for kills, I think they might have been better off throwing the Brewmaster towards the mid and maybe giving Templar Assassin that safe lane for him.
I think Templar Assassin is a good mid laner, a better mid laner against the puck than the Brewmaster is, but the Templar Assassin didn't actually
abuse that, yeah.
Yeah. So right now Shredder is having the time of his life, just farming a really fast Manta style, and that's where I also disagree with the Queen of Pain item choice there. He seems like to be rushing a fast Orchid. So I guess if you think about it, it should be a good item, but not against an anti-mage. He will have the Manta style faster than you will have the Orchid there. And yeah, from that point on, the anti-mage will have no problem disjointing it.
Definitely. Even though Shredder is going to back off toward Vladimir's offering before going into that Manta style, at the rate this Queen of Pain is farming, he doesn't really have anything to worry about. That also kind of begs the question, what else do you go for on the Queen of Pain if you're not going to go for the Orchid? It doesn't really feel like there's a clear item choice. Maybe you just rush straight towards the site.
Yeah, Matthias of Ice, so maybe even Nagan Scepter could be worth it for the Queen of Pain there.
Yeah, I think that's definitely fair. But Leviathan, currently pretty happy with the current game state, even though the advantage is currently completely zeroed out in net worth. Experience is slightly in their favor, and they have an anti-mage that's farming away, and that's pretty much all you can ask for this.
And think of the late, so there's no way Team Pineapple is going to beat them in the late game here.
Super late game. Maybe Team Pineapple can, but
yeah, but that's a really tough call, because
it really is.
Will Leviathan not finish it in the late game? I mean, come on.
Definitely. They're going to jump on NSR with a double edge. They just need a little bit more damage onto the Queen of Pain. They can't find it. Stampede uses the disengage. The Brewmaster goes on the sidelines, going to focus into Nushin with the boulder, and they should be able to bring down this Vengeful Spirit, and indeed will do so. They look towards the puck on the sidelines. Fuel Scepter going to be used defensively by the puck. Can he blink away? No, on impact. Going to be eaten by that Queen of Pain ultimate.
Yeah. So, a decent trade there for TP. At least doing some work with the Brewmaster ultimate this time.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
The first real Brewmaster ultimate that did some work to them.
Yeah, blink in mid. They're going to look for a clap onto the centaur, but he's able to blink out to safety. But still, that Stampede being forced out a little bit early, really helping out Tail inside that Brewmaster split, so he's actually able to stick on a target.
Yeah, right now, I mean, the centaur is having also a really good time there. He has his blink dagger ready, and he's also having nearly a 4-stop ready, so I think Jenkins will run out of control here. I mean, if they don't control him anymore in the next, like, 5 minutes or so, he will just, like, really get on them's nerve. Blink dagger in, just make a double edge, maybe hit storm, then TP out again, and there, oh my god.
Huge turnaround. After the vision spotted out by Newsham, Queen of Pain jumps into it, and they'll be able to make the turnaround for a 1-for-1 trade. Jenkins also gives up his life. Looks like after that, everybody's going to disengage.
Yeah, still a good fight for Leviathan. Every fight that they're not
It's not over yet. Shibby going in for the Wraith King, going to get the ultimate Ice Path on top of the phase shifted Shibby. Is going to Yule Scepter and look for the blink out. Although Blink's still on cooldown, Shibby going to be able to phase shift, dodge that Wraithfire Blast, looking again to escape, but going to be crit down by the Brewmaster and going to make it a favorable trade for TP.
Yeah, not a really good initiate there. Leviathan had a decent trade, and that was all they need. So right now, yeah, the Vengeful Spirit will easily escape there. They get a tier 1 on the top lane, as at least, yeah, it was denied, but yeah.
It's still not over. Templar Assassin going to be taken on mid. My goodness. These teams just don't know the...
Game of Thrones, man.
Yeah, it really is. They just keep on running at each other and looking for these engagements. Templar Assassin, I'm not exactly sure what the plan was there. Was completely left behind by the enemy team as they look to deal with Shredder as he's up towards top. But now, without their Templar Assassin, Leviathan will take a tier 1 tower in mid fairly easily.
Yeah, and it's just like 5 minutes off before the anti-mage is getting his Manta style, and from then on he can team fight, so hard time there for TP. They missed their timings. Also Brewmaster now going down without any trade.
Yeah, fairly easy pick off for Leviathan. H Apparition Ice Blast landing, aggressive blink by Shredder. Is going to need a Wraithfire Blast for his trouble, but now with the blink in, Sonic Wave onto all 3 of them, but NSR just isn't able to finish the job. Cupcake going to jump in. He can't find any targets to stick on, and he's going to lose his life as well with the ultimate still on cooldown after that previous engagement. Going to be a 4-for-0 trade in favor of Leviathan, one after another.
Yeah, and that's just like the really output from inexperience. I mean, TP had all the tools to bring down Leviathan early on. They had all the tools to win really team fights and make good trades, but it's kind of a leaking of experience to not be able to dominate Leviathan in this game. Because they had the tools, they had to farm the decent situation from the 5th minutes on or so.
Oh, Bolo. He is going to get stunned up, but no detection on the ground, and all of that damage was eaten up by Refraction. Looks like Jenkins and company are going to be forced to disengage. Stampede's going to be spent, and looks like that's going to be enough to keep Jenkins at a safe distance away from the TA.
Yep. Yeah, but they will have a problem. The anti-mage with the team fight, which just happened, has nearly Manta Star ready now. So just a minute or so and he will be unstoppable for TP, I think. Especially because the Roche is coming up back again soon. So Shredder just needs to not die right now in the next 1 or 2 minutes and then just finish Manta style, get the Aegis, and I think they're unstoppable from there on.
More or less. NSR just really has felt like pretty much a non-factor on this Queen of Pain. He's landed some nice ultimates, but a level 1 Sonic Wave just really doesn't cut the cake. He really needs items and, quite honestly, just a little bit more time that he's not going to get. So we'll have to see. He still hasn't finished up his 2nd Oblivion staff, and as we already kind of touched on, Shredder's not going to be bothered by that one at all. The Orchid could be pretty clutch, unlike the Centaur or the Puck. We'll just have to see. Mostly a Centaur. Yules is already out for Puck.
Yeah, but the Centaur should be fine as well, because he's having 4 stuff, he's going for the Vitali Budu with a really tanky build there, so he most likely will be able to escape even if he's Orchided up. So the Orchid of Queen of Pain will have rarely no impact if she's ever going to finish it.
Yeah, definitely, and that's a pretty big if. Tier 2 tower down in mid. It's going to be pressured by the anti-mage. Whereas Team Pineapple commit pretty much all of their heroes towards a pushdown towards bottom that they actually don't fully commit to. Instead, they look towards Chibi on the backlines. He's going to be able to get the phase shift, Illusory Orb John. Eul's Scepter is going to be used defensively, securing the blink out from the puck. Not exactly sure if that was necessary, but it looks like he has enough distance. Brewmaster Split was committed, and he just can't find a target to commit to. And the Anti-Mage has already taken the tier 2 tower in mid, and now goes towards the tier 3.
I mean, that's, as I said, I mean, it's... Leviathan is kind of experienced in the NA scene. They've done some like tier 2 and tier 3 matches in tournaments already, so TP is having a disadvantage, and that's just what's happening right now, because they were just like baited into using some of their core ultimates they really need to use for a fight. They might get a trade here on the Base King, but that's all they will ever get. Even if they, I don't think they will get the kill, because he's having Reincarnate and the Blink Dagger ready.
They will be able to get the secondary hoof stomp onto him, and now blinking for the puck. He's going to be obliterated. This is just a support Wraith King with Power Treads and Blink. Not much that he can actually do there. And that's your complete mana style up for Leviathan. Things are looking grim for Team Pineapple. And how grim? It's about 7,000 net worth and about the same in experience. But even more than that, just the execution of the team fights hasn't been up to snuff.
Yeah, and I mean, they baited the Brewmaster Spirit, and that was actually a really good call, because now they can go for a Roshan if they want to, and TP shouldn't be able to contest it without the Brew Spirit there, Wavo, and really easy bait there executed by Chibi, especially because he could really escape rather uncontested, because actually, they don't have stuns to lock him down.
Yeah, just a lot of raw mobility on this pack between Blink, Eul's, and just the innate kit of the hero.
Oh, that was a really close silence there. TP, or what's it called, Blink on the Queen of Pain. That's actually quite irritating that the ability is called Blink. What do we call Blink now?
Who knows? I don't think there's really anything else to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, why bring out Queen of Pain at the meter? It's confusing us.
Yeah, we have all of the Blinks in the game currently with the Queen of Pain as well as the Anti-Mage. 5-man smoke coming up from Team Pineapple as they desperately want to shake things up and look for a pick-off. The one that they'd really want to find is on the bottom lane, but Shredder has more than enough backup, and it looks like they're not going to find anything. Leviathan are just too grouped up, and if they find something, things could go south very fast.
Yeah, especially because he's having a vitality booster right now, and the Anti-Mage is pretty solid here, especially because his spell shield is level 4, so 50% additional magic reduce. Yeah, and they find the initiate on the wrong target there. That's the Centaur, and you don't want to initiate that. Wraith King's paying with his lives. The Quad Ultimate is doing nothing there, and Shredder's just wrecking them.
Oh, Shredder might be the one getting wrecked soon. He's dropping low and instead is going to be turned on. Already using that blink, just coming off of cooldown. It's going to be a favorable fight for Team Pineapple, just catching them off guard. And now instantly into Roshan. Nobody from Leviathan is anywhere close.
Yeah, I didn't actually know what was Leviathan were doing there as well. Because they had the perfect target from them initiated, the potential Warburner, just tanky enough to really hold his ground with the Vanguard ready, and also nearly the Crimson Guard. And yeah, Anti-Mage just took the initiate like they should all have done. I mean, the puck was nearby too. I don't know, but the puck didn't go there with the Waning Rift and the Dream Coil.
Speaking of jumping in with the Waning Rift and Dream Coil, he's going to do that on the 3. NSR probably going to lose his life. No, actually, he's going to survive. Doesn't have enough HP to where that HF Ice Blast would tick him down. And yeah, we do have the Agnum Scepter completed, but it wasn't actually on the AA when that was thrown out.
Yeah, they just left Shredder alone in this initiate.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why. I mean, they were all scared, it seems like, but they shouldn't be.
Yeah, it started off completely fine. Like, they jump on the Centaur, and although Leviathan were caught off guard there, that's probably the best way that they can start that off. They use a defensive swap. Okay, so it starts out with Avenge for Wraith King kill trade, which is probably fine for Leviathan. It just was really spread out. Puck didn't jump in. The Ancient Apparition Ice Blast was on cooldown, so he can do much, but honestly, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's all about Chibi. I mean, Chibi really is the one who is really flexible, movable, and he could just easily initiate with a Blink Dagger, Dream Call, and maybe even a Silence there if you could drop it on the Queen of Pain, and Shredder would have been easy go there.
Yeah,
maybe
even after even after dying once, Shredder is still farming up an Absolute Storm, and this is just going to delay Leviathan a little bit. Even after taking a less than optimal engagement, things are still looking okay for them.
I mean, there's a split pushing with Shibi in the top lane as well, so... I don't think that TP is actually knowing what they should do right now, because they're just like farming here and there, but actually I think they need to crush down Leviathan another time before the anti-mage is really finishing his heart.
Yeah, especially with an Aegis on the Templar Assassin. It really doesn't feel like there's another option. They need to make use of it, or else they're just gonna, oh no, servers are doing
Server
things
crash.
again. Well,
Magic
East
Marvel.
is doing stuff.
So yeah, that's the only tactic call that TP should be going for right now. Just use the Aegis, get some kills before the Heart of Tarask is coming online for the anti-mage, get some solo pickoffs, maybe push a tower from it, and look to make some favorable trades to them. Yeah, just like make them able to maybe even push high ground or get into the super late game. But if they say just like sit back, farm right now, the anti-mage will obviously out-farm them and crush them in the later stages, like for 5, even maybe 10 minutes. I don't think they even need 10 minutes to get the anti-mage online completely.
Definitely. Well, as everybody reconnects in this game, hopefully we'll be able to get things underway shortly. At least this time around, nobody's in any super compromising positions.
At least the casters didn't drop, right?
Yeah, definitely. Well, everybody's back in the game, and it looks like we have the good to go coming out from Team Pineapple.
So yeah, they tried to deward there, I think. That's what it should be. Yeah, they tried to deward. Oh my god, there was so much commitment just for deward. Brewmaster is carrying the gem there, but they were just like wasting 1 minute to take a deward.
At the very least, they do accomplish it. They have the Brewmaster split back online, and I think now is really where Team Pineapple need to group up and look to make an aggressive move on the enemy side of the map, whether that's a smoke gank or just straight pushing a lane.
They should never initiate a central wall runner again.
Yeah.
Even if it worked out for them in that initiate, they should never do it again.
Yeah, maybe they're waiting for this Queen of Pain to get her Orchid, and that's a nice pickup. NSR is going to have that all the way completed right about now. As soon as he picks up one more CS, so they do have all of their heroes at least offering something in the next team fight. I don't really see any reason for them to stall out. There's nothing huge that they're going to pick up that's going to increase their power by much.
They need to do some actions right now. I agree with you. So, yeah. I mean, they're lacking some farm on the Wraith King. I would have expected the Wraith King to have some better farm, since he's taking the safe lane farm the minute Brewmaster got his Blink Dagger. But instead, they will just like lose his Queen of Pain in the mid lane. So, yeah.
I was not expecting that to go down, but nice Blink Silence, I assume, from the puck and follow from the Centaur. Still, Queen of Pain falls like wallpaper.
They need a 5-man. I mean, the Queen of Pain, especially the Queen of Pain, because he's so much behind, needs to be where his team at, because he's kind of squishy and, yeah, not someone who wants to farm on the lane solo if you're not having farm at all.
Definitely. Well, it looks like they're going to miss that window before Anti-Mage picks up his heart, because currently Shredder has more than enough gold to purchase that one up. So
yeah, I guess he wants to have buyback remaining, but I don't think he needs it if he has the heart finished. It's like 3.5, 3.2k HP when he got that.
Yeah.
So he should be fine.
Think so either, but then again, it doesn't hurt to be safe, and he's miles ahead of anything Team Pineapple will bring to the table. Currently, one huge major item above the Brewmaster's farm, and items on the Anti-Mage mean a lot more. Currently, the Brewmaster just has the BKB and Vlad's, and that's nice to ensure that he gets off the split, but his actual damage output is pretty limited at this point.
Yeah, he will get out-man-find by the Anti-Mage anytime, even with the BKB online. No Aghanim Scepter there, making a hard time. They could actually use the Aghanim Scepter on the Brewmaster pretty hard, because if they're shutting down the puck, if they're shutting down the Vengeful Spirit before the team fight, or in the team fight, the Anti-Mage is having some problems as well, because Anti-Mage is a carry that's reliable on his supports.
For sure. Well, that is going to be your heart flying out to Shredder, so he's going to have heart and buyback. Anti-Mage is in a really happy place, and right now it seems that Team Pineapple are just letting Leviathan play their game. Let them get Shredder huge, and that's going to be Aegis timing out.
They smoked up, but they don't actually know what to do with it. I mean, they're just standing there and just waiting for something to happen. I don't know what, but yeah. They maybe even pop the smoke knob by the puck there.
Yeah. He's just kind of chilling, farming up their jungle. Right now, they are actually accomplishing nothing. Puck is going to fly over, and they might be able to spot out Chippy, but a blink away. Puck is way too slippery for them to actually pursue. They need to connect with the Orchid, and even that, Eul's Scepter is going to mean that Puck's able to get out there 9 times out of 10, jaunt to the orb, and another blink away coming out from Chippy. He's going to be just fine. TP have just wasted the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, they had a ward there, and they were just like seeing the smoke park the exact time they initiated on him. So, TP is having some really unfortunate initiates and actions there.
And now it looks like they might be the ones initiated upon. The haste rune is going to wear off on the Templar Assassin, so Bolo is going to fall back, so never mind that, but still, Leviathan, I think right now it's smooth sailing for them. Once they do get the 6 slots up on the anti-mage, there is some pressure for them to end this game, so they don't take it to like 70 minutes or something ridiculous like that to where Team Pineapple. You get Templar Assassin and Queen of Pain that have a lot of right-clicking items and a Wraith King to throw into the mix, but still, there's really
the
no
Wraith King
pressure.
is just lacking farm. They would have a better impact if they have Wraith King with more farm against the anti-mage, but right now I don't think actually the anti-mage needs a butterfly here. I think a straight Abyssal Blade or Basher Abyssal Blade should be fine for Shredder.
Yeah, I think that's definitely acceptable. I'd like to see an MKB because of the Brewmaster and him just being annoying.
I
with
don't
the
know.
Dragon
I
Ace.
mean,
You don't?
I don't know actually. I don't think it's really necessary because he's not having the Aghanim Scepter and he really needs to use the split early on because they have some huge lockdowns, they have some huge magic bursts, and Brewmaster is not having as tanky items as he should be without an AC, and so he's pretty out-harassed if he doesn't use his ultimate, and if he does, he has no Drunken Haze anymore for the anti-mage. So.
Fair enough. It's actually going to be a Scythe up on the Templar Assassin, met by a Scythe on the Puck. This is some lockdown that Team Pineapple desperately needed, but it's also not going to be game-changing, it really feels. Maybe they'll be able to find 1 or 2 pickoffs with it, but Bolo is also just going to be dropped equally as fast by Leviathan, with the Blink Silence initiation, Blink's Hoof Stomp initiation coming out from Jenkins as well as Shippy.
Yeah, I really think the GA building a Scythe of Ice is a really good call here.
Yeah, no, I like the item pickup. I don't think it's going to be enough, but I think it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and there's the AC finish there for the Brewmaster, so they might have a chance here. They're having some kind of, with the Desolator online and with the Melt and the AC on the Brewmaster, they have a good chance to burst on the anti-mage really quick with this sort of fights there.
Yeah, let's see if they're going to be able to catch him off guard. I don't think TA
Yeah,
is
that's
actually...
the only call. It's the only option. They need to catch him off guard, or they need to catch him into the team fight really fast before he can do any damage or so.
Yeah, more or less. It's been really awkward these last couple minutes of the game where actually nothing has really happened. We've kind of just been waiting for the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, all is favoring Leviathan right now. And yeah, Shredder is going for the Abyssal Blade there.
And a solid choice it is. He is going to have the full Basher as well as buyback available very soon. 5-man smoke again, the third one from Team Pineapple. They break it on an illusion, however. Leviathan, I think the jig is up. I'm pretty sure that they know exactly what's happening.
Yeah, they're playing passively right now. And that's all they need to do. I mean, they can really split push kind of okay against TPA. I've seen Jenkins doing that a lot. And he's not getting punished, so they're fine. Shredder doesn't even need to split rush, but it is his illusions.
Yeah. It's really just a farm fest, and Shredder's the one coming out on top. Once he has the Abyssal Blade, I think that's probably time where Leviathan should probably stop with just passively farming up, but right now he's major items ahead of where the Templar Assassin is, and is going to be for quite some time. The next Roshan's going to be respawning pretty darn soon. Some dewarding from Leviathan. Not exactly sure when the respawn timer is going to tick up, but it's going to be in the next couple of minutes. Actually, it's not showing up at all for me. Interesting. Must be with the disconnects. Yeah,
it's
I can
like 3 minutes.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. It's 1 to 3 or 4 minutes.
Fair enough. I think just get an Aegis for the anti-mage, and then he can barrel down a lane. Go
No, I
down
don't. I don't
bottom.
think actually they would even give the anti-mage to either this situation.
They
I
would.
think they would go to maybe Shibi or
Jenkins. Yeah.
I think Shibi would be the right call here.
Okay, fair enough.
Get a double size off.
Well, looks like they're going to use another smoke wraparound, but instant scythe on the tail. Tail's going to be burst down before he gets off the ultimate. Queen of Pain, that's going to be a double kill for Shredder. And now they jump towards Bolo. Bolo going to be dropped down in a 3 for nail. Leviathan absolutely overrunning Team Pineapple. They're going to lose a Wraith King on the sidelines as the rest hunt for the Chikiro. Ice Path is going to stun up Shredder with a magic missile. That's going to secure the end of 7N's life as we have a pause because Shredder has disconnected from the game.
Yeah, and this is GG, I guess.
Well,
It should be.
It probably is,
Wraithkey
yeah.
will die there. Shibi has phase shift available, so he should be able to disjoin the Wraith King Blast. And yeah,
That's
he's
it.
dying there. Full team and vibe, and there's a good game called.
It was automatically paused. A very anticlimactic ending to a pretty anticlimactic game. Just really passive farming, and throughout it all, Leviathan just felt like they were allowed to play their game. And even though Team Pineapple had the tools to put an end to that, they didn't actually
They were the
utilize them.
experience there.
Yeah.
Leviathan were just more experienced, bringing their situation to a better end. And if TP would have had some better trades and some better actions in the early minutes, they could actually have beaten Leviathan. So maybe they can do so in the next game. I hope so.
Yeah, definitely. High hopes for our next game. We'll go into that one very shortly, so don't go anywhere. We'll have that back up soon.